Today I want to talk about the DJI Pocket 3. Yes, this is the real thing. I bought it with my own money, so this is not a sponsored video. And I want to talk about why I got this, and that's for the low light. We're going to see how it works in low light, like conventional indoors, outdoors, and I'll be filming most of it in regular video instead of the low light mode. And the reason for that is because I want to keep everything consistent. This DJI Pocket camera, it records 10-bit log footage, but only in the normal filming mode. If you're using low light mode, if you're using 4K 120, not available as well. So just normal 4K 24. And I'll compare it to cameras like the ZV-1, 1-inch sensor, and Insta360, 1-inch sensor. And you can just get a feel for it. It's not going to be a full out comparison. Anyhow, let's get started. We'll be having a look at indoor low light D log 10-bit, and it looks good. There isn't much noise to complain about, and indoors at night using artificial lights is considered low light. This is using auto exposure, auto white balance. I have sharpness and noise reduction set to -1, and I'm not saying it's the best or anything. That's just what I have it at. This is what you can expect from the DJI provided LUT in terms of background color, color reproduction, and skin tones. With outdoor scenes, there is some noise. However, it still looks nice. It's not all that destructive and usable, in my opinion. Keep in mind this is with DJI log with sharpness turned to -1 and noise control turned to -1. The default ISO level is maxed out at 6400. However, the biggest con might be the flare. Definitely approaching cell phone levels. However, if you can live with it, you are granted with this amazing tool that is so lightweight and easy to use, which is subjective. However, no action cam will get to this level of image quality. Compare that with a high quality cell phone and gimbal. Compare that with a mirrorless camera and gimbal. That said, I'm quite confident that the DJI Pocket 3 has a downside, and that is it has a crop. It has digital stabilization. And I noticed this when messing with the camera that it would crop in briefly, and I think it might be a bug in the software. The fact is that if you're using a gimbal on a dedicated camera, you can run into scenes where you get micro jitters because maybe it's not balanced well, maybe it's too heavy, or maybe you're moving too fast. However, that was not the experience with the DJI Pocket 3. And digital stabilization is a small concession you live with because overall the image quality is great. One of the side quests I tried doing was an upside down shot. You get a brief error message that goes away. And aside from that, it automatically flips your footage when you're recording like this. And the biggest issue you'll have is trying to angle it slightly upwards because at this point, the screen will be flat. It's hard to see and you're just going somewhat blindly. You have to tilt it and hopefully the tilt just flows along with it. Similarly, when you're doing an overhead shot like this, you'll run into issues not being able to see your screen because DJI decided to make horizontal and portrait orientation screen instead of an articulating screen to appease TikTokers. You just have to hope that everything goes well, like letting teens borrow your car. Other than this annoyance, I do think that this is a fantastic way to use the device. With the longer selfie stick, you can definitely make it look like a large sensor drone without the complexities of a license, without needing to know flight jurisdiction, without bothering restrictions. The camera looks good on its own, but how does it compare to other cameras like the Sony ZV-1 or the Insta360 1-inch RS360? This is what you can expect from the DJI Pocket 3 early morning without overhead lights. The noise level is relatively low. However, I do think that the image should be brighter with more exposure like the ZV-1, which has a generally brighter image. And it does this with the cost of higher noise. But I think the trade-off is worth it. A well-exposed image with high noise beats a low-exposed image, like the Insta360 1-inch, which has dual 1-inch sensors, however incurs a gigantic crop to make this image. There's a heavy amount of noise in the shadows. Here's all three cameras side by side by side. They are different tools, they have different looks, they have different workflows. And they can all be used for vlogging, more on that in a separate video. So here's a short montage of what you can expect in real world scenarios of using the DJI Pocket 3 in really low light with the available ambience. And some final thoughts. Who knew that a camera this small would produce this good of footage? Granted, video is just one of these things that if you're really into it and you can edit it and you put your heart into it, then you can make something worthwhile. Otherwise, this can be just another device that's just sitting on your shelf. If you're a content creator, you'll love this thing. However, it does have some flaws. And I'll go into that in another video because it might just get too long-winded. But as for low light, as for a travel companion, as for maybe even a travel A camera, the DJI Pocket is so good to use because it's just so small. People don't look at you funny and they don't give you dirty stares, and you can travel in peace. And know that at the same time, you're going to get the highest image quality that you can with your best effort. Even your phone, even the iPhone 15 Pro, man, it's going to be tough to match the footage from the Pocket 3. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, I will be producing some more videos regarding the Pocket 3 and some other cameras. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. See you in the next one. Take care.